Hello everybody. This is a clip which talks about Theodore Roosevelt, the 26th President of the United States. Theodore Roosevelt was born on October 27, in 1858 in New York. His parents, Theodore Roosevelt Mr. and Martha Bullock, came from aristocratic families of Dutch origin and lived comfortably thanks to the income provided by their company of import and export. During his adolescence, he suffered asthma. This possible produced his obsession of a healthy life. In 1880, he finalized his studies in the Harvard University and got married with Alice Hathaway, daughter of a banker. He began to study laws, but he left it because he was chosen for the Assembly of the State of New York from 1882 to 1884 by the Republican Party. His mother and his wife died the same day, the last one when giving to life to their daughter, Alicia Roosevelt Longworth. After that, Theodore retired to a farm of the Dakota of the North to forget those tragedies. During 2 years, he lived as an American cowboy. He said, "A more attractive life for a young person cannot be dreamed than to live in a farm at that time. It's a truly pleasant and health. It taught me to be independent, tenacious, and to make decisions quickly. I appreciated this type of real. This period it was very important to reach his maturity. I could never have arrived at the president without the experience acquired in the Dakota of the North," he said. In 1886, he returned to New York and reinitiated his political race, wrote 3 books, and got married with Edith Kermit Carroll. When exploding in 1898 the war against Spain, he enrolled at the top of a cavalry regiment called Rough Riders, which allows him to gain an out-of-proportion reputation of hero. After the war, he continued his political race in the state of New York. He was chosen to the vice presidency, a position of little relevance in that time. He assumed the presidency after the assassination of the President McKinley. With only 40 years, he is the youngest person who had reached the presidency of the United States. He was re-elected in 1905 by an overwhelming majority. He was a man of a very strong and extraordinary active personality. His administration was characterized itself by the strong interventionism in foreign policy. For this reason, usually it is considered that his presidency marks the time from the United States status of a great power. He was very popular, and after leaving the presidency in 1909, it maintained a great influence in the American policy. We have some of his achievements next. Roosevelt dealt with miners in Pennsylvania who were in strike for more than 3 months until Roosevelt gave them an increase of 10% in wage, also a limitation for the duration of a labored week. In his government, a law to finance the construction of the Panama Canal is created. Roosevelt pronounced it a speech of foreign policy, where he used a quote which became famous: "Speak softly and carry a big stick." Roosevelt created the first natural reserve of birds in Pelican Island, Florida. And finally, the government of Roosevelt fomented, financed, and supported the rebellion of Panama against Colombia. The United States recognized the independence of Panama on 6 November and negotiated with the new government a treaty that leaves the control of the zone of the channel during 100 years, previously with a payment of $10 million and an annual rent of $250,000.
think that, as I said before, Theodore Roosevelt left an important mark in the United States. His remarkable personality made him reach the presidency. He started a high accelerated development of his country, even when political adversaries tried to give him up on his goals. As a man who loves nature, he always was worried about animals and plants. And actually, due to pollution, we need people like him who may look for our planet, nature, and also humans, and were considered by him like a very important being. So he applied a strong foreign policy, and crime on streets was strongly punished. In conclusion, I can say that Theodore Roosevelt is one of the most important presidents, and we can confirm that if we just take a look at Roosevelt Mountain. Well, I think that this is all, and thank you for watching.